Thank you very much. Lagos is a very big state, the commercial hub of the nation, and lots of people, lots of events, activities going on. So it's quite challenging being the spokesperson of a large command like Lagos. Being the PRO, there are a lot of things you look at. When I'm not just relating with the media, I'm also a link between the command and the people of Lagos generally. So every day I have complaints, people calling with one inquiry or the other that I need to talk to, and a lot of events to attend, a lot of meetings and so on. So it has been quite challenging, but so far so good. That's a very beautiful question. A good policeman is someone who does his job in accordance with the laid down procedure of the law, because first of all, he's a law enforcement officer. So for you to enforce, to carry out your duty accordingly, for you to enforce the law, you must have knowledge of the law also you are enforcing, and the procedure that you need to carry out to follow in enforcing the law. So a good policeman is the one who understands his job, who carries out his job in line with the law, who also carries out his job with human face, who is polite, who is friendly, who is dedicated to duty. A good policeman is someone who does not violate the right of others, is someone who does not abuse the right of others. A good policeman is someone who does not extort money from people, someone who protects the people, who stand for what is right, what is just, and ensure that the right thing is done at all times. We are not extortionists. Nigerian police is not an extortion organization. Let me explain what I mean. When you have a system that does not tolerate impunity, then you can't link it up with such impunity. Nigerian police force is a well-organized system that does not tolerate extortion. That is why you hear on a daily basis, we arrest those who are involved, we try them, we dismiss them and charge them to court. When they want to do those things, they don't do it openly because they know that there's a system that will check them. There's a system that will check them. So when you are describing the organization, if the MPF tolerate, then that is when you will link MPF with extortion. Yes, we have individuals who are members of the MPF who choose to do the wrong thing. And they are not just doing those things because they are members of Nigerian police. They are doing those things because they choose to exhibit who they are. Wherever you fix them, whether in the police, whether in any service, they will still be who they are as criminal elements. It boils down with the individual, the kind of person he is. That is why I describe who a good policeman is. It's a personal thing. You have good upbringing, you come from a decent home, you know what you stand for in life, and you pursue those things you stand for. You believe that you understand the essence of life, and you understand that you are into the MPF to serve people, not to molest people. Then your approach to issues will be different from someone who just leaves his house with the mindset that he wants to make money by all means, with the mindset that he's going to extort, with the mindset that he's going to cheat. Wherever you put that individual, he will still be who he is, whether in uniform or out of uniform. It is his person, not the MPF. But MPF is an organization on its own that is made up of good people. Whether you want to believe me or not, it's made up of good people. Come close to police officers, you'll understand what I'm talking about. All right. But unfortunately, people have contact with those few elements who are giving us bad image, bad name. And it's quite painful. We sit in the office, majority of us are doing the right thing, trying to keep the peace of our nation, safeguarding our nation, sacrificing a lot. And few individuals will just step out there with selfish intention, do the wrong thing, then give us bad image. It's just like a crate of egg where you have a pile of them, just one rotten one inside will make you feel as if the whole pile is rotten. Just one rotten one. And that's exactly what we are passing through. One bad apple out there that chooses to be bad. Not because our organization is bad, but he chooses to be bad. And thank God we are fishing them. I will continue to fish them. They may not end, but we keep on fishing them until we sanitize the system. We are proud of the organization, and we can't watch others giving us bad news. Looking back, you see, I started as this young man, fresh from the university, with a lot of ambitions, with a lot of expectation of life. Policing was the first career I ventured into. What I was actually expecting to see as a young man, because I watch a lot of things, a lot of movies about police, the American films mostly. I admire what I see in their police service, and I was thinking that that is the kind of police service I will also see in Nigeria, because that was the passion I had. I have not had much encounter with the police because my family is made up mostly of military officers. So mostly it's military life. Then civil life in the university. Then coming down again, and I joined the police and I look at reality. This is different from what I'm watching on movie. The vehicles are not as clean as the ones I'm seeing in the movie. The facilities are not to the type I'm seeing. Then I began to see some few individuals also who think that extortion is a way of life. Extortion is a way of life. I begin to reason, why do some of those individuals tread on the predicament of others? Don't they have conscience? At a point I was having a second thought about the career in policing. It's a fine job, so beautiful, because it gives me the opportunity to serve people, opportunity to help somebody who is in need on a daily basis. That alone gives me satisfaction. So nice. But looking again at some elements, because I'm doing my best, protecting my integrity, remembering the family where I come from, keeping my name, keeping my dreams and ambition. So embarrassing moments are many, not just one. Anytime I read on the news or watch people attacking or the insult on social media, I feel that this is me. This is me they are insulting because I'm a police officer. This is me they are describing, despite the fact that does not really reflect who I am. But it's very painful going down the street and people describing you. Look at them, extortionists. Even when you are driving a small car, they feel that you got the money out of extortion. You are living in a small home, they believe this house must have been built out of extortion. Nobody wants to believe in you. That is how bad we look at it. And that also pushed me to join the reform team. When community policing was introduced as a reform program, I quickly keyed into it to see what can we do to change. What can we do to change the negative public perception of the police? And we begin to work on that. And that brought me into the police public relations department too, to see what we can do to make the people understand who we are, to make the people also believe us, to look at those things that are giving us bad names and to address them. The few officers giving us bad names, to confront them, to see how we can do away with them, and to restore the hope and confidence of Nigerians on us. I'm not sure anybody will be confident enough to call someone who bullies on him, who harasses him, who molests him a friend. Every human being has a right to dignity of his person. You can't humiliate me today and expect me to like you. It's not possible. These are part of the things giving the police a bad image. Is increasing the level of the negative public perception of the people. People perceive you based on the way you treat them. If they have contact with you and you treat them in a polite way, in a respectful way, in a professional manner, they will always like to come back to you when they have needs. And they will go with that impression of you being a good person, professional and nice. By the time you bully on him, you harass him, you intimidate him, you violate his rights, definitely he will go with that mindset. Well, community policing is an aspect of policing that I spent almost 10 years working in. I've been in the projects, I've been part of implementing the project in quite a number of places. And I'm telling you that community policing is key to the myriad of security problems confronting our country. We must think community policing. We must return to community policing. That has been our culture. That has been our policing culture and tradition before we change it. What is community policing saying? It is all about policing with the people. Not policing in isolation. Policing with the consent of the people. The people should see policing as their responsibility. It is not the responsibility of those in uniform alone. It is a collective responsibility. Working together, identifying policing problems together, and solving those problems together. Local problems giving local solutions. Where you have the people and the police that are supposed to work together, fighting each other, what you have at the end of the day is a field day for criminal elements. But by the time the police and the people see themselves as one, as members of the same community or the same society, as partners in the project of keeping the peace of that area, believe you me, they will confront the few criminal elements living in the midst of the people and challenging the people. That is what community policing is all about. It is the life in the village where we grew up in, where everybody pay attention to happenings around the village when we are growing. When a stranger steps into the village, people know that we have a stranger in our area. Which house the stranger has come to. They have no case of stealing before the stranger arrives. Now we have a stranger in our neighborhood and stealing has increased. Automatically their attention will go to, we don't have this issue before this person joined us. Let's begin to ask questions. This person, where did he even come from? Everybody is involved on the security of that area. Now we have become so urbanized. We erect a lot of long fence, heavy gates. You don't even care to know who is your next door neighbor. We had a case in Ikorodu where two Bureau de Change guys were kidnapped, taken to an apartment, a building in a neighborhood where we have people living. There are shops there, there are a lot of activities there. They took the person there, they killed those two persons there and dumped them there. And that was not the first time they were using that place. They have been using it and nobody cares to find out who is the owner of this house. Who are even those living in those houses? Why are we having people going in and out all the time into this building? Nobody cares. That is whom we have become now. And that affects our policing culture also. Because we have become so individualistic that we are no longer conscious of the community. Now we are saying no. Let's return back to this communal life we have abandoned. You are living in a neighborhood. Pay attention to the neighborhood. Who are those living in that neighborhood where you live? Otherwise, you may be living in a time bomb. I am not limiting it down to information. I am looking at organized neighborhoods, not a careless neighborhood. We can borrow from where we come from, the villages, that everybody was paying attention to security and safety of the area. Now we are no longer living in villages, we are in urban areas, but we live in neighborhoods. It's not just your house that is there, you have other neighbors. We should find out who is this my next door neighbor. It's enough security consciousness. Finding out first who is this my next door neighbor is enough information, because knowledge is power. Once you have knowledge of whom you are living with, you now begin to adjust yourself. When you have a neighborhood that holds regular security meeting once in a month, for instance, to review what is happening in the neighborhood, it will help you to review the security challenges confronting your neighborhood and be able to provide solutions to that. These are things we are talking about under community policing. Then, by the time you organize yourself into a neighborhood, you identify who are those police officers patrolling your neighborhood. You build relationship with your local police. You can easily interact with somebody you can trust. Believe you me, sample opinion of people, ask them, who is your DPO? Majority don't know who is their DPO in that local area. 2, looking at building relationship with the police. Having the contact of your local police. Having the number just like you have your number of your doctor. Having the emergency number in your phone that you can always even cram the number. In case of emergency, you can call the police or pass information. Information from individuals have safe situation in many places. So one piece of information can make a difference. Then when passing the information to police again, be sure that you are not talking to different people over the same issue. You are calling police, you are still talking to somebody about the issue. We have had situations where somebody called the police and come back and tell them, don't worry, I've called the police will soon come. Already you have revealed your identity that you are the one that called the police. You don't know who you are talking to in the neighborhood. There may be an agent of the criminal element that you have passed that information to. If you are calling the police, let it be confidential. Call the police and keep your mouth shut. Don't let people know that you are the one that called the police. We have had instances where people that even cover their numbers. They hit their numbers and call us. We still get the information. We don't bother about who you are. All we want is that information. If you think that you are not safe when you call, somebody may hear your conversation. Why not? You can even hide the number and call us. We will still pick, get the information you have passed, and we act on the information. But don't talk to police and be talking to people. You are putting yourself at risk. It is a noble profession. It is a profession that gives you a lot of joy and satisfaction, knowing fully well that you are rendering service to the people. You are part of the process of maintaining peace, and no development anywhere without peace and security. So for you to be responsible for that, for you to be part of that process, then you should be proud of the job. Do it with the fear of God. Do it with integrity. Do it with love and passion. Then you will see how God will reward you in it.